I'm tired of tripping over tangled hoses and fighting with those manual plastic cranks that always seem to break. To fix that, I actually picked up and installed the 5 most popular retractable reels on the market. I've spent the last few weeks watering my lawn and washing my truck to see which ones actually hold up and which ones just get stuck.
Product number 1. Giraffe Tools 78-foot hose reel, 1/2 inch. When I first pulled this Giraffe Tools reel out of the box, I noticed how compact it felt compared to some of the massive industrial ones. It's got a 78-foot hybrid hose that feels really flexible, even on those chilly mornings when other hoses turn into stiff noodles. Mounting it was a breeze. I just bolted the bracket to my siding, and it felt solid. While testing it, the any-length lock was a lifesaver. I could pull it out exactly 12 feet to reach my flower pots without the hose trying to yank me back. The retraction is smooth and slow, so I didn't have to worry about the nozzle whipping around and hitting my shins. If you have a medium-sized yard and want something reliable that won't take up your entire wall, this is a great middle ground option that just works.
Product number 2. Glahoden 100-foot retractable reel, 5/8 inch. The first thing I noticed about the Glahoden was the weight. It's a beast. It uses a 5/8 inch hose, which is thicker than the standard 1/2 inch, and I could immediately tell the difference in water pressure when I was rinsing off my driveway. It's got a dual ratchet system that clicks very securely into place. I never felt it slipping. During my testing, the self-winding guide did a fantastic job layering the hose back and forth inside the casing, so it never bunched up or jammed. It's also rated for freezing temps, which is a huge plus if you're like me and sometimes forget to bring the gear inside before the first frost. This is definitely the heavy-duty pick for someone with a big garden or a basketball-sized area to cover, where high water flow is a must. Product number 3. iLead 65-foot retractable hose reel. Handling the iLead, it feels a bit more lightweight and straightforward. It's a 65-foot model, so it's noticeably smaller on the wall, which I actually liked for my side yard area where space is tight. It comes in a clean gray finish that doesn't scream garden tool. When I was using the 9-function sprayer, the transition between the mist and the jet was snappy. The 180-degree swivel is really fluid. I could walk all the way around the corner of the house without the hose binding up against the bracket. It doesn't have the brute strength feel of the 100-foot models, but for a smaller patio or a townhouse setup, it's perfect. It's probably the most practical choice if you don't have a massive estate and just want to keep your porch plants happy without any fuss.
Product number 4. Giraffe Tools AW40 5/8 inch by 90 feet. I wanted to see how this big brother Giraffe Tools model compared to their smaller one, and the AW40 is a different animal. This one has a 90-foot hose with that wider 5/8 inch diameter. I noticed the water flow was about 30% stronger, which made washing my SUV way faster. The dark gray casing looks really professional and seems like it'll hide dirt and sun fading better over time. While I was dragging it across my gravel path, the hybrid hose material didn't show any scuffs or signs of wear. The bracket is beefy. You'll definitely want to mount this on a solid 4x4 post or a stud. If you liked the original Giraffe design but felt like you needed more oomph and a bit more reach for a larger lawn, this AW40 model is the sweet spot in their lineup.
Product number 5. Neotech 90-foot retractable reel, 5/8 inch. When I got my hands on the Neotech, the brass fittings really stood out. Most reels use plastic or cheap metal, but these 3/4 inch brass connectors felt like they'd never cross thread or leak. I tested the slow speed rewind, and it's arguably the smoothest of the bunch. It's very controlled and doesn't lurch. The nozzle is also a bit of an upgrade. Instead of a trigger, it has a thumb switch to adjust pressure, which saved my hand from cramping during long watering sessions. It's built with industrial-grade PVC that handled a high-pressure test without a single drip at the source. If you're someone who hates leaks and wants a reel that feels a bit more pro-grade with high-quality hardware, the Neotech is the one I tell you to grab for your backyard. Outro. That's the breakdown of the best reels I've tested this season. Honestly, getting the hose off the ground makes such a huge difference in how the yard looks. If you want to see the current prices or grab one, I've put the links to all 5 in the description below.